Welcome back to Disney Unpacked. DVC Craig here, buddy. It's been a little bit.
Couple weeks here to film episode 3 finally.
Episode 3. This time we're going to try to go with a little bit more of a organized format, right?
Yep.
So I'd say this episode is going to be about must-dos and the Disney vacation plans, right? Got another trip hopefully coming up, and I'd like to lay out what our must-dos are and our first times.
Mm-hmm.
So let's kick it off.
What do you got?
What are the top things that we're making sure we're going to do every day? Like, what's a non-negotiable? Like, if we can go there and do this every day consecutively, what would it be? Because I have one in my head.
I know what you're going to say. Fireworks.
Yep. You got it.
So last trip, I think that was an ongoing thing. I think once we watched the whole fireworks show from a proper viewpoint, right?
Yep.
That was the Magic Kingdom. It was the last night we were there.
Yep, that was the only time that we got right up there. And
we were right in the middle of Main Street. We got our popcorn, got there before the show started, stayed until after the show ended. It was great. An earlier night that week, we watched a little bit, maybe a little more than half of Luminous.
Yep.
Sorry, not Harmonious anymore. At Epcot, but the vantage point was not.
No, we
great.
weren't
We're
set
at
up
the
on the
bridge,
right
heading back to the boardwalk. Still better than nothing. But I know the whole trip you had made it a point to say, I want to watch these fireworks shows from start to finish with a good view, uninterrupted. So I know that's your must-do next time you go.
But I'm gonna make it one step further. I'd like to try to watch fireworks show every single night, start to finish. It's a big ask.
It is.
Any night we're at a park that has the fireworks. So let's just say, if we're at a Magic Kingdom, I want to watch them. If I'm at Epcot, I want to watch them. Now, if we're not there,
what about Hollywood Studios? Fantastic.
There is a small. That was going to be something else afterwards. There's a Fantasmic show that is all encompassing, right? Fireworks, everything, and that's at Hollywood Studios, and that's a 9:30 start time.
Yeah.
So that is one of my other topics I was going to talk about. Was like a must do, haven't done, want to try to do.
Haven't done. Have you ever done Fantasmic?
Never. I've never seen Fantasmic.
And all the times you've been there, never, huh?
No. So for anybody that knows, in Hollywood Studios, there's a nighttime show. I think sometimes during the summers they run 2 shows. Yep. One's at 8:30 and one's at 9:30.
Yep.
So they got 2 shows usually every night, and it's in the back of Sunset Boulevard.
Yep.
So you'll see the sign for it during the day, but you don't even realize how big it is when you get back there. And I've only ever seen videos of it. But
is it in the same bowl they do the Beauty and the Beast show?
No.
It's behind that?
It's a separate spot.
Yep. Okay.
So you go in there. It's on whole water. It's the whole front of it's water, and then there's all the stage in the background.
Ton of seats, right?
Tons of seats. Yeah. I think it sits 2,000, I think, something like that. Anyway, so you want to get there early. That's my plan. Is that one night we'll be at Hollywood Studios. We'll have supper.
Yep.
Which something else we'll talk about. If we go, I want to have supper and then go right over to that and try to catch the 8:30 show.
Yep.
Which there's plenty of options at Hollywood Studios. So I'm thinking it's either just going to be a simple, Hollywood and Vine again, or maybe we try to go to the Brown Derby.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's on my must-do next time. Been a while since we've been there. That to me is one of the quintessential early Disney memories. Huge deal when we went there as a family. Obviously an expensive meal, tough reservation to get.
Yep.
And I remember how excited my dad was, and when the check came out and they gave the little brown chocolate derby hat.
Yep.
That they used to do. I don't think they do that
anymore. It was raspberry
syrup
too. They used to put in, but they don't even do it anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something we got to return to because we went there. Oh, I want to say 4 years ago.
I think we did attempt it with the children and the in-laws, right?
Yeah.
It was 2022, I think.
Yeah, so 3 years ago. Yeah, so that's a must-do on my list next time.
All right, I'm down for that. Definitely.
And then aside from the obvious rides, we're obviously going to do Tron, we're going to do Splash Mountain or Tiana's Bayou Adventure, we're going to do Thunder Mountain if it's back up. What are some rides the next time you go that you have to check off?
So I was thinking about this today, was that we didn't get to do Big Thunder Mountain Railroad the last time because they're down for refurbishment. So that's a definite have to when we go to Magic Kingdom. And then I would say if you're going to go park by park, right? I'd say definitely at Animal Kingdom, I want to get Christian to go on Everest.
Yes.
My youngest son, he refuses to do it. He was tall this year, panicked.
Almost got there.
And then I think I want to try a couple of other things at Animal Kingdom. I want to do the Festival of the Lion King.
Yep.
Haven't seen that. Looks like a great show.
Yep.
And the Feathered Friends in Flight. You know, right next to Yak and Yeti.
Yes.
There's that. It's like an amphitheater type situation, right? Yep. They got seating and all. I guess they have all these birds that they train and they fly in and out. So just a show. Like I think it's like a 30-minute. So basically, I'd say 2 30-minute shows. I think the Festival of the Lion King's 30 minutes too. Yep. And those are two things I haven't done in Animal Kingdom. And it's more of a show situation, you know. You're always going to do your Everest, but really for us, it's just trying to get my youngest to go on and not be scared this time. That's my goal.
So close this year, right? He got right to the ride,
to the front of the line, and he just
thought twice.
Said, "Nope, I'm all set with that."
I get it.
It's okay.
I wouldn't have done it when I was young. I'm glad I do it now, but I get it. So, what about Hollywood Studios? Anything there that you haven't done in a while or never done that is a must do for the next
kids,
trip?
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
So we've been there four times. Yeah. All 4 times it hasn't even been on the table.
So that will be rebranded as of your next trip, right?
Maybe.
To the Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster?
If they turn it around that quick, I don't know how quickly they'll get it done. I mean, it's either going to shut it down completely in 2026 and then refurbish it, and then I wouldn't get a chance to anyways. But definitely on the list.
Yeah. That's on my list as well. I have not ridden that ever. Again, going back to when I was little, I was afraid of fast roller coasters. Didn't go on them.
Okay.
So this time around, Juliet really wanted to ride it, and I mustered up the courage to do it. But a couple times we went by, it was a 90-minute wait. We didn't have a lightning lane for it, and so I said, you know what? Next time, it'll still be here. Might be under a different branding, but we'll ride it the next time. So that is definitely on my list. And again, I think the rest of the staples are the obvious ones. You know, the Slinky Dog, Rise, all the staples will always be on the must-do list. But the haven't done list is the Rock and Roller Coaster. So I got to accomplish that. And then heading over to Epcot, I really, really would like to eat at Space 220.
Same.
Never been in there.
Yep.
Didn't know it existed till the last 2 trips ago. So now that's on the must-do list for reservations. Yeah, that's a tough one, right?
And if you're in that area, check it out. It's kind of off the beaten path over by Finding Nemo, somewhat towards the front of the park, and you don't know that it's an entrance to a restaurant, really. So another good tip for anybody that's going and you're not sure where to eat or you want to try something new, just look at the list. Go on your My Disney Experience app, open up the list. You can filter it down, to Epcot and say, okay, I'm gonna see what's up for dinner, and you see Space 220. And I'm the type of person that, like, if I find something, I like to research it a little bit more. So I'll go watch a YouTube video or somebody's walkthrough experience of the restaurant just to get a feel for it. That way you don't feel like you have no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
Because when you're spending that kind of money, I can say that a good tool is to just watch some videos. Go on YouTube, type in any restaurant, anything. I'm sure you'll find it. And that's what kind of led me to want to check it out. It's got a space theme. I guess you take an elevator and it's like a spaceship, right?
Right.
And then before you know it, you're up in space, right? Yeah. So I think that'd be a cool experience.
Absolutely.
At least, for while the kids are young.
Absolutely. And then another I'd like to do, maybe a little bit lackluster compared to the parks, but spend a day at Disney Springs. We only went there to looking lost and found a couple times. But I'd love to make some good reservations at the restaurants there. There's a lot of good spots there. And just kind of relax and walk around, spend some money on some merch. But
you can definitely spend a lot of money on merch there. And Disney Springs is definitely it's a plethora of things, but no rides, right?
Yeah.
So if you're looking to have one of those days where you just want to bounce from place to place to place, you can go there. But if you want to go there on a specific mission, like if you again want to find a restaurant, just go on the My Disney Experience app and look at the list. I mean, we were going to try Maria and Enzo's that was in there, and we just didn't end up having enough time. So another good tip, if you find a bunch of restaurants that you like, just make reservations.
Yeah.
Right? Make choose a meal and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to make that reservation for Friday, 5:00. I think I'll make it. I'm not sure, but you make it anyways, because that's how I build my plan for the trip, right? I put all my, never tried that, and I'm a foodie, so I like to always try something different flavor, interested in, expanding beyond. But there's your traditional spots too, right?
Absolutely. But you could make a whole day of it at Disney Springs. Like you could do a breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, Gideon's for dessert, a couple of the bars there.
I want to get one of those little the boat ride, the car.
Yes.
You ever seen those?
The amphibious vehicle there. It boat rights, is that what it is?
I think so, yeah.
I've never ridden it. I've seen a lot of people go out on it. Looks pretty fun.
Yep.
The kids would get a kick out of that.
Yeah, if you could rent, I think you'd probably need two, right?
Yeah.
If all of us were going. But for a family of 4, I think you could fit in one.
Yeah, I think so. Have you eaten there before?
I've never eaten really anywhere there.
So time I went down with Michelle and my parents, and me and Michelle went, and it was phenomenal. If you like seafood, I think it's a must see.
Yep. Well, there's another one that I want to try again. Coral Reef at Epcot.
Yep.
Did that a few times as a kid. Definitely had some good experience, good memories. If you can get a front seat up by the glass, and watch all the stuff swim by. Sometimes you get like a diver. Cool. It's just a cool experience. It's a lot of seafood, so for you people that are seafood lovers, it's great. But it's not good for my wife. She's only about
don't take her there.
Just the chicken, and the kids maybe, but it's definitely a little bit more focused on seafood. So if you want an experience and you can get through the whole, maybe not eat everything on the menu.
I mean, that is a classic Disney experience, though.
So that's definitely one that I want to get back to, try again.
Absolutely.
And then I'd say a tradition that we're probably going to continue is doing Tony's Town Square.
Oh, yeah.
I think you get there, you do your Magic Kingdom day, right? Yep. And then it's, 5 o'clock. Just want to get off your feet, rest. You make a reservation there. There's always reservations. It's very, very easy, it seems like, to get a reservation at Tony's Town Square.
They turn those tables pretty quickly.
And I just get the classic spaghetti and meatballs. The kids will either get something the same. Wife will get the chicken parm. All really good. And then you're done, and you can just go kind of peruse Main Street. That's what we like to do.
Absolutely.
Maybe hit a ride or two.
Yep.
Get back for fireworks at 8:30.
It worked out really well this year.
Yeah.
And like you said, a tradition that we've kind of started by accident, but I think 3 trips in a row now we've gone there and keep it going. Why not?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the fun of it, right? So every time you go, you either find something you guys that is tradition, and then something that's new, right?
Yeah. Start a new tradition.
And I feel like you could, it takes so many trips to just try everything. So that's why I'm kind of, always on the lookout.
Absolutely. I mean, there were a lot of firsts this last trip. The next trip, there'll be a lot of firsts, and every trip after that. So that is really cool that there's just so many different places to eat, so many places to go in and get a drink. New rides are coming up. Always something new to look forward to, or new traditions to start.
Yep. I'm going to go try to do Typhoon Lagoon this year.
Yes.
The next trip, I should say.
Yeah.
We did Blizzard Beach this time.
Yep.
First time with the kids. First time for me, too. And it was good. Kind of cold, though. That was the only problem. We went there, and it was only like, I don't know, 70, 75. And in the morning when you get there, at 8 a.m.
A little chilly.
It's a little chilly. So by the time it warmed up, we'd already kind of had our fill, by like 2 o'clock. We're like, all right, we're done. And then we did a couple things there. But I do want to go to Typhoon Lagoon. It wasn't open at the same time.
Yep.
Next year, both will be open at the same time. And that's another good thing to know, that Disney carried through into 2026 the free water park stay with your check-in day.
That's huge.
So as long as you're hanging around, you can go there, check it out. Doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
And if you're doing multiple split stays, which I tried last time, it was nice that you could get 2 water park days, so you didn't feel pressured to go when you first get there. So we went on the second check-in day at Boardwalk, and then we used that pass to Blizzard Beach.
So you'd never been to Blizzard Beach before this trip?
No, it wasn't even open when I was a kid. And then it was never really a thought in your head when you went.
I went on one of the trips. I think the second trip I went on as a kid. It was new, relatively new. And again, I didn't go on like the Slusher, the Slusher Gusher. I think is like the big one with the humps.
Yep.
And
I didn't even do that.
The real tall one, didn't do that one either because I was afraid, but would do it now. But I've been to Typhoon Lagoon twice, I believe. So been to both of them, but not for a few trips.
Yep. I haven't been to Typhoon Lagoon since I was a kid, so this will be the first time again for me.
Nice.
And with my kids, and same thing. I've watched a couple of YouTube videos, and I kind of forget how big of a wave that comes across. It's much bigger than anything we've been at around here.
Oh yeah.
So,
I told my dad when we were there, must have been 5 years ago. I said, "Be careful," because I had gone in the wave pool and got knocked over the first wave that came. I was not ready for it. And I'm like, "Dad, be careful. Like, this thing's strong." "Oh, I'm fine." All I saw was his elbows, his feet.
Yep.
Scraped his foot on the bottom of the pool. I was like, yeah, I told you so. It packs a punch. You gotta be ready.
And it's funny. I've heard that story from you a few times now, and I really want to say that the only memory I have of Typhoon Lagoon as a kid was something similar.
Yeah.
Like just a horrifying experience and a feeling of drowning. I think that was honestly the first time I ever felt like I was drowning in my life, and that was something that I never.
It's a good memory.
I feel like I never could place where that happened.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, Typhoon Lagoon, I think might have been it.
Could see it happening.
Anyways,
yeah,
I'm gonna do it again. Now it's to be to grow up, but I'll make sure I have a hand on my kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, definitely gonna try Typhoon Lagoon again.
Nice.
And then I'd say a couple want to try again. Cake Bake Shop. I want to try that again. I feel like that.
We could do a whole episode on that.
Yeah.
Right. So we made a reservation day of.
Yeah.
Went on Open Table, which was a tip I learned from one of the hostesses at the Cake Bake Shop. Staying at Boardwalk, walking by there, was talking to her about the restaurant. She said, if you make a reservation, go on Open Table. If you go through the Disney My Experience app, they only have a limited amount of openings, where Open Table has all of the openings. So we were at Universal.
Yep.
Didn't have dinner plans. We texted the wives and said, hey, what about Cake Bake Shop restaurant? And they said, sounds great. Went on Open Table. Basically had our pick of whatever we wanted. Reservation for the 8 of us. I think we made it for 6:00.
Yep.
And when we walked in, they brought us to the carousel table, which was like this overly ornate, like gazebo almost.
Yeah, right in the middle of the restaurant. Everything's white. Everything's
beautiful,
really glitzy, glammy, right? So then you get in and you're kind of like, all right, what's this food going to be?
Oh,
but it was delicious. So I'd say I want to do that one more time.
Yeah,
I feel like
I would try to request that table again.
Yeah, I feel like it's worth another go around just because of the I didn't even get into the bakery side. I didn't even get a chance to go check out that. So it's got two sides. It's got the restaurant side, and then it's got the actual bake shop.
Right.
So go back, try it again, get the other side.
Absolutely.
And I'd say the game plan, the thrills, right, and the fireworks, and the food. It's all like a mix with tradition and first to keep it fresh and right.
Absolutely. I mean, not the next trip, but maybe second or third next trip, there'll be a whole new Magic Kingdom essentially.
Could
right?
be.
Cars Land will be where Tom Sawyer's Island is. Villains Land will be behind Big Thunder.
Yep.
That's like everything there will be a first.
More
right?
experiences to go check out.
It's just wild. And that's what's really cool is, as we grow older, as our kids grow up a little bit, like they'll be making new memories, new firsts, new traditions. And it's awesome to like look forward to these things when they announce them at like D23 and you're like, oh, this is awesome. And then you follow the progress and look at everything as they start building it. It's just a really, really cool. And it's part of the build up. It's part of the fun. And, part of the planning is like, all right, let's time this around this opening or when this will be up.
It's so you mentioned D23, right? And for people that, are into it or, you're looking to follow Disney in a way that what's going to be happening and things you can expect in the future, right? To plan for, especially if you're a Disney Vacation Club member or you're just a frequent goer and you say, all right, I know they're going to be opening something. I want to make sure I get to do it. Let's build that into the next trip.
Yep.
So I think that's where the fun comes in for people that are planners and that like to, really capture everything and try to do something different, something tradition, something different. That's where the planning comes in. This avenue is like D23. So you can go online, right? I'm pretty sure it's just a website.
Yeah. So that's like their annual like shareholders meeting, I believe.
Yeah.
And they announce like, what they've been working on, revealing new things both on the theme park side and the entertainment side. So movies, Disney Plus, they make all their big announcements there.
Yep.
And, it's always a ton of articles that come out, a ton of videos that come out after that. And then, months later, they'll start revealing like renderings. And then if they start construction, they'll give updates on that. So
yeah,
always fun to watch.
Always good information. And then you just, what's going on.
Yeah.
And you can plan accordingly.
You know what? Another first, now that I'm thinking about like what first we can try to do next trip. And we mentioned it a couple times on this past trip. And I think the kids are old enough to do it as all 4 parks in one day.
Yeah. I would definitely love to
do a
try
major
that.
attraction at all 4 parks, or maybe a meal at 3 of the 4, or and a nightcap at the 4th one. That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would require a lot of planning. And it might be a little bit of a hectic day, but I think that would be a really cool tradition to start. Is one of the days we go crazy and hit up all 4 parks.
Yeah, I look forward to that. I look forward to the exhaustion from that, and I look forward to the hype of that.
Yeah.
Right. If you want to go, you got to get yourself hyped up. That's really what it is.
100%.
And you got to think about all the things that you wanted to do, and try to build them into each trip if you're going to go more than once.
That's it. I mean, and you could have like an ongoing bucket list that you're constantly updating.
You're always filling in
things
right?
on.
One in, one out. And this is for the people that are traveling only once a year, if that's the most they can do, twice a year. But, I see all these people that live down in Florida, right? And you just, you watch how they go every single day. And it's like you wonder whether they take it for granted or not, or it's really just like they become part of that society. Right. And
that's why I was asking you because you follow a lot of streamers, right? And you chat with them on their streams. And I was asking, like, you think they ever say, "Oh, this is just a job now," or they can't, right? I mean,
they can't, and that's kind of the way that most of them talk about it. Is that it's still so fun to go every day, but you're just living in that world,
right?
Right. Talk about the ultimate immersive experience.
Yeah, I mean, you
live off property, and then you drive to work every day.
Yeah.
And you get to just walk around and eat stuff. And I'm a foodie, right? Like, so I'd love to just walk around, taste test, like Disney food blog.
Oh, yeah.
Those are all those, like, YouTube, they get their own YouTube channels and Instagram pages, and you watch all that and you see how much new stuff comes out all the time. Crazy. New foods, new snacks, everything. So, again, all these platforms that you can watch Disney content, right? This being maybe one of them. If you're, liking what you see, make sure you hit that like button. Smash that like button.
We've had dozens of viewers.
Yeah,
maybe
for the small
maybe a dozen viewers.
For the small crowd that's out there. I appreciate you watching, and we're gonna try to make more of this good content that you listen to tonight. And then I'd say that's it for tonight. We'll try to make another episode and get it out to you soon.
Thanks for watching.